Welcome to Gamer Premonitions Devil May Cry 5. This is in fact part 1 of a 2-part series where we're going to cover what's going to happen in Devil May Cry 5 based on our giant brains and what we've read on the internet. Part 1 will focus mainly on things we're guessing about the game in general, and also things based on the prior 4 entries. And yes, there are only 4 other entries. Joining us, as usual, are our online co-hosts, KZ Excellent from KZExcellent.com. How are you doing, buddy?
I need more power.
And Mr. Feel from Mr. Feel's Wild Ride.
Foolishness, Dan. Foolishness.
And Bob.
Jackpot.
From GigaBoots.com. So, as per usual, we're going to do 4 premonitions each, hoping that we do not snipe each other's premonitions. But we have added a new feature for the Devil May Cry 5 episode.
But Dan.
What?
First,
What?
after this segment that we always do where you forget about the summary.
Oh my god, is this a bit?
No, you're just dumb.
Someone must give a summary, and I have prepared one for our lovely audience.
How convenient. Mr. Feel, what is Devil May Cry 5?
Devil May Cry is a bad game from Capcom. Dante, an annoying white-haired anime teenager with a demon arm, fights demons or something. I don't know why Capcom didn't continue their excellent partnership with Ninja Theory and make a mature game for adults about things like perpetual sexual assault, sniper rifle abortions, trading women like poker chips, and other very adult things. So, gamer, are you excited for this immature trash?
Ouch.
Well, gamer, what do you think?
I'm very excited. If that's what it means to be a grown-up, I don't want to be grown-up. My god, did you really? Did we really have to do that? Oh my god, DMC is a nightmare that'll never leave my dreams.
Please look forward to the next summary.
Part 2, very exciting. So yeah, in part 1, as I mentioned, we're going to be covering the games and stuff, and you're probably wondering, what's part 2 then? Hey Bob, what media will we be pulling from for part 2?
We'll be pulling from the anime, the manga, the novelization, the novelization of Devil May Cry 4. That should be everything.
Okay,
I think that's all the
That's
other.
a lot of stuff no one knew existed.
Also, the second novel that's between 1 and 2.
Yeah, there's two. There's two of those.
2 great novels.
There's also a comic book we could pull from.
That's true.
I've read it. It's just an adaptation of 1.
Is there an
Exactly.
interpretive dance we need to see as well?
Yes. No, but there's a stage play.
There is a stage play. I have no way of watching that.
Hopefully that incredible dance will be in the game, maybe costing something like 100 million orbs.
Hopefully they had a stenographer cover what's in the stage play, Bob, because it seems that we can't watch it, because that's not how stage plays work. But we have a new segment for this episode of Gamer Premonitions, and we're going to open with that. It's called The Lightning Round.
Ooh.
Okay, guys, I'm going to tell
Not
you...
a lunatic lightning round, just an ordinary one.
Just a normal one. I'm gonna say a thing, and you're gonna tell me whether or not it will happen, and you're gonna tell me how many times it will happen for questions where that's relevant. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Always.
Question number 1. Will one of the main characters or more say jackpot in the finale of Devil May Cry 5? Feel.
Yes.
KZ.
Yes.
Bob.
Definitely. And in fact, I'm going to raise it. At least 4 main characters are going to say it.
4!
All at once.
God damn it. I think...
Oh,
I'm gonna challenge Bob's then.
Oh, no.
Only Nero and V will say it.
Well, I actually am landing in the middle, and this was my original intent before Bob even said anything. 3 people will say it. One of them will not enjoy it.
I'll raise it. A dog will say it.
Cerberus is going to come back.
I mean, Dante has him. He's right there.
Yeah, there you go. The nunchucks, the tri-nunchaku are going to shake, and out of it, it's going to be like, jackpot.
All 3 of
Which
them.
means if Dante says it, it counts and I win.
Okay. Will Dante say, quote, I'm absolutely crazy about it. Mr. Feel,
No.
KZ,
I'll say yes to be different.
Bob.
Yes.
I'm going to say yes, but as icing on the cake, he's going to say it in a sort of tired way. Okay. How many... This question kills me.
Oh, no.
How many times will Nero say Kyrie in cutscenes? Mr. Feel.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Because there could be like some fight where she's in danger potentially,
Mm-hmm.
and you could get like 100 in that. So
Yeah. It's really dangerous. Oh, man.
We've only have one confirmed one so far, so it's,
11.
Okay,
Now,
so-
are we counting yelling? Are
Yeah.
we counting yelling or
Yes.
just saying the name at all?
We're counting everything that forms the name Kyrie. So saying it,
11
yelling it.
then.
Okay, Casey's locking it in at 11. Mr. Feel.
8.
Bob.
I was honestly going to go with 10, but that's way too close to KZ. I'm just going to up it 15.
Wow. You're all cowards. 19. I think we're going Devil May Cry 4 for part of this
I'm
game.
assuming that Kyrie is not going to be in very much of this game.
You see, I was waiting for Dan to go, Price is Right rules, 1.
Right.
I would
I
never.
think she'll be in that opening scene where he loses his arm and maybe a scene in the end and she will just be absent otherwise and won't even be involved.
Okay, and the final question for the lightning round. Will there be a pot shot at the expense of DMC Devil May Crap featuring Dante from the Devil May Don't series?
Devil May Don't?
No, which will make it really funny when defenders of that game pretend like they found one.
Okay. KZ?
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Bob?
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. They're respective.
Itsuno has class.
Okay, we're all in agreement. Itsuno is too classy of a man. If only he was more consumed
Yep.
by rage by like some other Japanese directors.
Burning anger.
So this isn't a premonition, but I am going to. It's a theory.
Go on.
So, so you're premoniting before we get to the premoniting
So
phase?
it's not even part of your initial one.
No.
I do think
He's just trying to salt the earth, that's all.
I'm saying Itsuno is so classy that he was even excited about the prospect of making DMC2, because I'm pretty sure since the DLC for that shitty game ends with Virgil gaining the ability to control monsters, I think he repurposed all the ideas he had for that to V.
I think that's possible. I watched an interview today with Itsuno, and it was quite funny, where, the questions are always loaded, like usual. Where it's like, so why didn't you make a DMC2? Stuff like that. And at one point, the guy goes, well, it's been a really long time since you guys have made an action game. What have you guys learned from other action games? And Itsuno's response was, yeah, action games stopped challenging people, so we're going to challenge people again to prove it's okay. It was a really good interview.
That's very raw.
Apparently, all you have to do to fucking stagger everybody is not give them a dedicated dodge button.
Apparently, that's all you need to throw people for a loop in action games in 2019. But let's get on to the
Why can't I dodge and stop time?
Let's get on to the premonitions. I'll go ahead and lead the charge.
Dan taking the first round.
The chapters are going to be played by these characters in this order: Nero, 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 V. I'm locking that in. That is the exact way this will go based on my brain.
Are we going to go past that? Or are you going to keep going? Like, is there going to be 2
Are you
V
saying I
missions?
need to predict the next 7?
Yeah, I'm saying you need to go up to 10.
You say I need to go up to 10. I need to get out of 3 possible playable characters. I need to guess the first 10.
If you're doing it like
Yes.
that, we should all do it. We should all do it, and then someone will do the stats and give us the percentage of correctness.
I mean,
my
that's
God.
that's true because it's something on our channel.
Who we're going to play as in the missions?
Yes, because each mission you're going to be playing as a specific character. You can revisit the missions as a different character.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay.
I think
do we
chapters
know how
1
many
through
missions
3
there are? Should we just go over 20 because there's usually 20?
we are not doing. That is ridiculous, and you're all
We will do
lunatics.
10?
I am saying that the order is going to be the first 3 are Nero, and then the 4th one is V. If anyone else wants to throw in their lot, feel free.
I was going to say, I can warn everyone what they've already said.
Well, that's cheating.
Okay,
Tell
or
me, Bob. I need to know.
Nah, fuck them. They should be sniped by time.
Oh my God, that's
Yes!
They
cruel.
deserve my fate.
I don't know what to do anymore. I have all this power.
And does anyone else want to guess?
Okay, I'll do mine. It'll be
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Nero V is almost certainly right. So I
Okay.
think it's going to be 3 V missions. So that'll be 6. And then we'll have another 3 Nero missions.
Wait. What are you trying to say? Which chapters are going to be that?
It's going to be 1 through 3 are Nero.
Mm-hmm. And then 1 through 3 are V?
No,
Or
then
4
there's-
through 6 are V?
Yeah,
Okay, so it's going to be 3 Nero and then 3 V?
and then 3 Nero again.
Wow. Okay.
And then 10 will be Dante.
The best part is if you guys actually succeed to snipe me on this and be right. I don't know. That's so additive to mine, you know? You're not saying a thing that conflicts with mine.
No,
Hmm.
it's rough.
Now I'm going to have to jump in on one of your premonitions with a mildly different version that predicts
I
1
think
ounce
Bob
more.
is probably right, and I also think that after that we won't see Nero again until the climax, or play as him rather.
Good fucking lord, that again.
That would be awful. I feel like they won't do that
I don't
again.
think
but
I don't
maybe.
think he'll be removed from the story, but I just think it'll be like he gets 1 or 2 missions after that.
He gets his other arm ripped off.
double bringers.
Nero's just staring at his arms and he's like, oh, come on!
The final mission or 2 will be played exclusively by Nero Send Tweet.
Oh, man.
By the end of the game, you're playing as Nero's head and right around the rocket arm.
Unlockable Kyrie's ass.
Unfortunately, smoke for Mortal Kombat uppercutted your head off. We'll go ahead and go to
No,
Miss.
he kicked a blitz ball and it exploded.
How the fuck is that a real thing?
Yuna is a much better character than Kyrie, let's not pretend.
But what if we pretended? I like pretending. We'll go ahead and move on to the next premonition, though. Mr. Fio, what's your first premonition?
Okay, I'll start with the only one that's even a little insane, because mine are mostly very grounded. I mean, for Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm.
V's name will turn out to not be an initial, but rather be the Roman numeral 5, because he's the 5th experiment at creating an artificial human-demon hybrid.
Cool.
And that's why has poor health, and that's why he gets the white hair when he devil triggers.
I've got one that
I'm upset because it might be right.
right,
Mhm.
like
And
that.
that's why he summons the DMC1 bosses, because he's from some weird sect that studies demons and was created by them.
Bob, you were going to say something?
I want to go next because I got another
Okay.
V-related premonition.
Okay, Bob's number 3. Bob, go ahead with your first premonition.
So my take on V is a different one. I think V is going to be Mundus. V is literally his human reincarnation.
I'm gonna fucking die. Holy shit.
I can back this
I
up, guys.
defin-
Give me just a second.
Okay.
We see his face cracking, much like Mundus's face cracks near the end of Devil May Cry 1.
Mm-hmm.
He summons nothing but enemies from Devil May Cry 1.
That's true.
Let's see. And also, his book with the V on it,
Yeah.
it's going to pull straight on like Simpsons, and the sides are going to bleed off, and it's going to be an M.
Oh my god. Oh my
So
fucking
does
lord.
Oh,
Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of Gamer Premonitions.
I definitely think he's related to Mundus more than he's related to
Oh
Sparta.
my god.
Because I think what they'll do. Oh, well, that's another premonition, so I won't get that. I'll wait till next round.
Okay, smart. Holy shit, Bob.
I've had that one. I've been sitting on that one since the reveal trailer for him.
Hey KZ, I'm sorry you have to follow that up.
I
Fuck.
I don't think I have any insane story related.
I was mostly gonna just take my time to talk about Kirye's butt.
You know, I had one written down here for that, but no, we gotta save things.
Not done.
When we check the expanded Devil May Cry universe, there might be a more appropriate use of this premonition.
Dante's gonna axe kick that butt and it's gonna jiggle, and then Nero's gonna lose it.
I will make a premonition of what you won't have done when you play that game.
Okay.
So you'll sit down, you will play through all of the missions
Yeah.
in Devil May Cry 5. You'll hit those credits and you go, man, I was never controlling Virgil once.
Yeah, he's gonna be a character that they add in later, and you can play in Bloody Palace or something.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll lead a DLC campaign or something. Like, there's no way he's a playable character.
So check this out. You ready? Virgil, whether in spirit form or in a more corporeal state, will be controlled alongside your playable character at the end, just like in Devil May Cry 3, where you pseudo-controlled him in that fight against dipshit.
Arkham. Arkham is his name.
What are you talking about? His name was Jester. I love that he was just like, I had to dress like a dipshit. And I'm like, you were always dressed as a dipshit. So that's my bet. That's my premonition. I do think he'll be spiritual, though. But I'm just saying either corporeal and incorporeal, he will be joining you in that fight. Because it's against V. So we're going to start the next round with Mr. Feel.
Okay, I'll just go with the one I mentioned before. This game will end with V somehow having his health improved, and it will establish Nero and V as parallels for future games. Because they said this is the last Sons of Sparta game, meaning I don't expect Dante and Virgil to be the focus of the plots anymore, but I think they'll want to set up a similar dynamic. And they'll do that by using Nero and V being like related to Mundus somehow would fit that.
And the playstyles make a bit more sense because one's more traditional, I guess, and the other one's more unorthodox, ranged, and controlling with the demons.
Yeah, I do think V's style is really fucking dope. I'm really excited to check that game out. I actually haven't even played the latest demo. Been too busy getting this
I love it.
32X working.
I jumped onto the punchline arm for the first time and lost my shit.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I was like, this is a video game right now.
It's so good.
There is nothing quite like it.
Yeah. Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up?
You're going to go second in the second round. What's your second premonition?
See, I have another absolutely insane one. I might save that for later, though.
You're going to be the last person who goes based on the current turn order, so
Okay.
you can save that for last if you think no one's going to get it.
I don't think anyone's going to say this. This is another one that's out there.
Okay.
So I'm going to do my Devil May Cry 2 prediction, which is also out there, but...
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you guys have played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, right?
Of course.
Yes.
You know that part where you're fighting the senator?
Uh-huh. Armstrong,
Yep.
yeah.
And Wolf shows up. And there's that really dope track. And
Yeah.
he shows you the sword.
Mhm.
And it's amazing.
Yes.
There's going to be that scene, but for Lucia to save you at the end of this game.
Is this your version of the lightning prediction?
No, this is real, and honestly, I was going to predict something similar, but not as dope, so I'm really glad you did that.
So,
You know,
I
Bob
wanted-
was here during the Kingdom Hearts ones and went, I need to do this for the one I love.
I think that KZ will appreciate this. Do you want to know Lucia's real name? It's X, pronounced Kai. written is an X with the pronunciation of chi or ki.
The meaning is the same regardless.
So, you know.
She's the key to everything.
She's a funnier character than we've ever had before.
I feel like if they're going to acknowledge 2 exists, they're going to take the only thing fans want from 2. Like, Itsuno knows that people like her.
He's the man of the people.
And Matt Walker keeps saying...
They already took something from 2, and it was better than her.
What was that?
The Majin form.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, we even see her knife, like, stuck in the back of Dante's wall.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that there's a possibility. So I'm throwing it out there.
KZ, I've done you the disservice of working out this turn order so you're behind Bob every time. KZ?
Are you fucking kidding me? All 4?
Yeah, I can screen cap this turn order right now. Hey, KZ, what's your next premonition? Goddamn.
All of my predictions are boring, Dan. You can't do this.
No, you gotta have a crescendo and then a resting thing. It's called a 3-act structure, dude.
So, going off the general prediction that you play Nero a bunch in the first half and then he's kind of gone for a good amount in terms of being playable.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the last couple of missions, he will, of course, be playable, but that by then he'll have a new devil arm. Like, he'll just have one back so that he can do devil trigger and that type of stuff.
Are you predicting that he's going to have a devil trigger?
Yes, I'm predicting that he's just going to get a new demon arm by the end of the game.
Okay, do you think it'll be you don't think it'll be the devil bringer? You'll think it'll be something new?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Something to cap off the game where he has a new arm and it lets him activate cool end game shit.
Okay. Then that means I need to finish up round 2. So what's gonna happen is Dante is gonna see Nero's hand for the first time, and he's going to low-key do a joke just like the one in Devil May Cry 4, only instead of doing the revving motion with his hand to make fun of his dumb sword, he's going to make a, ooh, my hand is scary gesture to make fun of his mecha hand.
Because dick.
Yeah, Dante's a fucking bully.
Right? All right, I have a combo.
Okay.
He will do like the weird like finger gestures Master Xehanort does.
Yes.
With his hand, but he'll make like zzz, zzz, zzz noises.
Okay.
I imagine Nero is just standing there like, that is really not cool, dude.
That's so not cool. I had my hand ripped off today. Oh, man. Yeah, so I think he's going to be doing that. I think he's just going to be casually in the middle of conversation, but then at the end of a sentence or in the middle of a sentence, look over at Nero, and he's going to maybe do a gesture like he grabs his wrist with one hand and then just does like Xehanort hand with the other one. And that's how he's going to do it. Sorry, guys, just dropped in to give you a hand. Fucking bully Dante. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
You start round 3.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do one of another one of the other smaller ones I really want.
This one's really small. It's really not going to blow anyone's mind.
Okay. I'm saying saving the absolutely psychotic one for the final one. I think Phantom, the Magno Spider, will be a boss in this game.
Fuck!
And
We erase that.
You will beat him, and he will be a new summon for V.
What? No, that's too cool.
Oh, that's way better than mine. I didn't even have that element of it, but that would make sense.
Yeah, no, that's
fucking good.
It's got to happen, guys.
Because they
And then
brought him back in 2.
right? Well, that was because of budget constraints, I'm sure, but still, the other ones are back. All 3 of the other bosses are back.
And I think they would want to do a thing where, like, here's the big recurring boss from the first game at the pinnacle of our series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I also wanted to do a prediction involving Phantom. He's one of my favorite Devil May Cry enemies. He's the Devil May Cry enemy so good that Penny Arcade wrote a comic about him and then forgot what Devil May Cry was.
The boss so good that Platinum just stole him and put him in Bayonetta 2.
It's okay, though, because Kamiya made him, so...
Right.
That's, okay, I guess.
Yeah, he also showed up in Bayonetta 1.
That's true.
He's a summon. But yeah, I think that and then he'd even be able to talk again if V controls him.
What?
Because,
My God, I would lose it.
Yeah, no, it'd be good.
I'm gonna fucking lose it. Oh, man. Yeah, I had a Phantom prediction, but it was nowhere near as good as V controls him from that point on.
I'd hate to follow up that one.
KZ, I worked out a turn order here. It's technically on paper very fair.
This is just Dan's revenge for Monsters Inc.
I was
No, all of my predictions aren't stolen, at least. I still make 4.
Hey, I was the one who predicted one of the major jokes in Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm still smug about it. It was such a good moment.
Which one?
The ship runs on smiles and scare energy thing where they have to explain that. That was such a good prediction. And then it happened and I started glowing. I activated my devil trigger and started stomping around like a troll.
I never thought to look back at our predictions and score it at all.
Oh, yeah, no, that's an endeavor. I worked out the math. We have 8 episodes. There's 16 predictions per episode. That's 104 premonitions, isn't it? Fuck,
yeah, not
man.
counting all the fucking cheating I did.
Or 128.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that's not
closer to
we're not even going to count
104,
those.
that's how many Field did, right?
Or 128. 1 second. 8 times 16 equals 128. Dan misspoke for a second there. And then he redid the
32
math.
times 4.
Well, 8 times 16, but yeah, 32 times 4 is yeah. I see what you're doing. Those core math.
I tried to I tried to work it out, and I got through the Hercules episode and gave up.
Yeah, no, it's
The first episode?
Yeah.
it's a lot. No, like, do you have 8 hours to write down the bullshit we said? Also, Warlick, if you're listening, do you have 8 hours to write down the bullshit we said? Because you should. He's like, but then I would have to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
You'll be like, in fact, I've already done it.
I do want to do a live stream so that way the whole audience could be like, hey, this is the thing you said. But KZ, you have a Kingdom Hearts a marathon month coming up, right? Maybe we'll just do it during that. Maybe we'll join you for that, and that could be pretty good.
Sure.
But you also have a premonition coming up. Hey, KZ.
Oh, no. All right, so I wanted to relate at least one of these to a prior game. So the fun thing to do in Devil May Cry 3 was, like, trying to find the numbers whenever the stage starts. I think they'll do some sort of visual thing for the intros of each mission that you'll have to try and find. Whether or not it'll be the numbers again, or it'll be specific depending on the character. Like, maybe for V, it's like a Roman numeral.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
For V, there's the name of some pretentious author in every opening cutscene.
That would be real good.
For Dante, it's related to Takeout.
There's a Monster Zero Ultra in the background of each of Dante's somewhere.
Directors are visionaries over there.
That's really we have Dante over here. If it's going with the monster route.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my third. I can't wait to not follow up Bob next time.
I mean, you're right. Actually, you don't have to follow up Bob next time, so good call. So my next premonition is that V, he reads scripture and stuff like that. That's a part of his character, his incredibly self-seriousness while being, like, almost pretentious, how detached he is. He will literally read word for word one of the level descriptions from Devil May Cry 1.
Oh, I was expecting 2 where they were extra insane.
Shit. Oh, fuck.
But they're both good.
They're both really insane. Yeah, he needs to be like, the king becomes the prophet, and the prophet reclaims his gold.
Or if it's not in a cutscene, it'll be his where he can read the book and walk near enemies and regain his devil trigger really fast.
Oh man, yeah,
that'd be a good reference for that.
So yeah, he's in the game. He's definitely gonna say word for word what are the level descriptions in Devil May Cry 1. I do like the idea of it being 2 because it's even weirder, and it's like
the Dark Hunter enters the tower.
He becomes the power of flight. Ascend. Hold up to win. Devil May Cry 2 is a really great game, you guys. You're missing out. What was it? Real gamers don't skip Devil May Cry 2, the Groby Cat video.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is the biggest pile of lies I've read on the internet anytime recently. But Mr. Feel, we need your third premonition.
All right. I'm also going to tie mine into a previous game, and I was going to go with Phantom, and then Bob sniped me. So,
What a dick.
They have given us a description for the electric-themed boss that Dante is fighting in one of the trailers. It is called a Cavalier Angelo.
Yes.
And its description says it is weak until it has something to draw power from. So I think there will be a second fight with it at some point, and it is storing one of the weapons from Devil May Cry 4 we did not get a boss fight for. Like the actual, because the original idea for Devil May Cry 4 was Dante fights demons representing those weapons and then he gets them. But they didn't have time to do that, so they just stuck them on Nero's bosses.
Yep.
So one of them will eat one of those weapons and we'll get an actual fight with one of those bosses.
Okay.
Yeah, that could happen for something else.
Yeah.
Because have you seen the cutscene of him beating the Cavalier boss? Feel?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
that came out along with some of the trailers back when they first showed it off.
I watched trailers, but I didn't watch leaks or anything.
Yeah, it wasn't a leak even. It was like an official gameplay trailer.
Yeah, it was in like an IGN like here's footage of
Bob, are you telling me that Feel has been sniped by time?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yes, he has.
Okay, but how was I sniped? You need to tell me.
Okay, so Dante cuts that thing open and takes Trish out of it.
Yeah, but
Holy-
it says they're mass produced.
Okay.
It says they're mass produced.
Yes, that's what I was
So
gonna
you
say.
could-
It could still be right. There could still be like my premonition is like a larger thing around this. But yeah, I'm just saying. The Cavalier, the motorcycle ride is from him cutting off the armor of that thing that's on Trish, and it falls onto a motorcycle and infects it.
Oh my god.
I definitely think you will fight some form of a Devil May Cry 4 boss. I'll tweak it to that.
There we go. That
Okay.
I feel like that's totally possible.
Broad and a bit cheesecake, but I'll take it. You don't have to commit to this, but do you think it's the fire sword guy, and do you think he destroys houses?
No, I mean with the boss version of one of the weapons Dante gets that were cut from DMC4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I want the sword guy back. Did you
You
guys?
have Goliath. It's basically the same thing, but cooler.
You're not wrong. Did you guys ever see the original debut footage for? I think it was Tokyo Game Show 2007 or something, where it was Devil May Cry 4, and they were showing the city area you fight that sword dude in, right? And it was running like dog shit. We're talking 10 frames a second. Like he would hit a house with his sword, and the game would just stop running, basically.
I remember seeing the what Dante looked like in early Devil May Cry 4.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Oh man, me and Bob, we love the 2006-2005 Devil May Cry 4 trailer where it just shows Dante in a snowy landscape doing a stinger at the camera. It's great.
It's very done.
It's very done. Hey KZ, remember how I said you wouldn't have to follow up Bob?
Yeah.
That is correct. You now get to follow up Feel's pseudo time snipe.
In which it ended with Bob.
Nah.
And it ended with me rambling about a Tokyo Game Show trailer from a billion years ago.
All right, so I'm gonna build off some stuff that you were mentioning there.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, Bob said like it, things getting infected.
Yeah.
And I had this one here. I was gonna do the Kyrie's ass one, but what if during one of these levels
That one's too good.
to really bring in the connections to all these games because they're bringing back old enemies? What if you fight a helicopter? What if we fight a helicopter and it's good?
I mean,
There's no way. There's never been a good one of those.
it's not as good as a Japanese CEO villain, but
I'm sorry, but
my-
what
oh
what
my
if you
God.
fight this helicopter? You ride on your rocket arm and start doing combos on the helicopter.
Somebody will kill one of those enemies and its pieces will hit a helicopter and corrupt it.
Yup.
This is 2 Devil May Cry 2.
It'll be a joint boss with a tank.
holy shit.
It's
The
happening.
military is already there trying to fight the demons.
Yep.
The thought of them being like, "This'll work." How much
More
military
crew cut.
getting owned are we gonna get to see in this game, Bob?
I don't know, man.
It was like the
Yes.
debut trailer. Look at this owned bitch having to listen to Nico talk about how dope Nero is.
What if there's an extra post game mode where you play as crew cut?
It's not
That'd be
Resident Evil 2.
hilarious.
It's that
That-
game's
it's
tofu
like-
mode.
Yeah,
It would be.
tofu
I was
mode.
gonna say hunk, like you get the
Yeah.
like he's just hunk.
Yeah.
That's this game's flan mode. Did you hear about that, Bob?
Yeah.
That's why there's so many tofus you can
You
play
can
as a
actually
flan.
play as Akuma in this game.
God.
Couldn't be less fun than fucking playing as Lady in DMC4 Special Edition.
Yeah, I've never done that, and I have no interest to do it. That's just it's a confluence of things I don't want to do. I don't want to play Devil May Cry 4 ever again. I do not want to play a bad Lady / Trish run.
Trish is really good. Trish is a lot of fun. Lady is fucking miserable.
I don't know. I found some of the stuff you could do as Lady pretty interesting.
It's just
it was
all shooting.
She can do a lot of weird stuff with the guns though. Like they took her
Grapple shot?
all the she has a little bit of grappling stuff, but she has some stuff with the shotgun where they take the shotgun stinger and you can see where they put the shotgun stinger stuff from her onto Dante for the new game because she can do like dodge rolls from shooting it, and she can lock herself way back with it.
Oh, that's
It's
pretty neat.
they have some neat ideas
Man,
in
Bob,
there.
you really know my buttons. You're like, hey, shotgun stinger, and I'm like, fuck, you did it. You said the thing. No joke, Bob.
Is Dan gonna go play that game? No.
No.
But he thought about it for half a second.
I
He
did.
doesn't have time.
But seriously, back in the day, Bob was like hardcore. The only way to play is Swordmaster, and I'm like, nah, it's Gunslinger. You know why? Shotgun stinger. I have one more stinger than you. Fucking, oh man, 3's so good.
Bob is also incorrect. The only way to play is Royal Guard.
I mean,
If you're going for speed run, that's true. But still.
it's pretty. I do want to try that game again with Royal Guard just to check it out. Because I never really
Every
gave it a
single
chance.
attack from every single enemy has an audio cue you can use to time Royal Guard.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's really well done.
Oh my God, timing.
I'm excited for Royal Guard and DMC5 because I'm terrible, and I heard that one's a little easier.
It's a little easier, and fucking it up doesn't make you lose health. You lose DT.
You know, Bob.
What's up?
I remember when our friend who was not very good at action games wanted to play Devil May Cry 3, and I recommended Royal Guard to him. And to this day, he will not stop calling me a motherfucker for having done that.
Oh wow, that's almost half as bad as the worst thing I ever did to somebody related to game advice.
Oh, yeah?
I had them ruin their Star Ocean 2 save by activating the super form of the final boss.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Look, it was another time. I was young and cruel. This was like a
You're
decade
old
ago.
and cruel now.
But he's less cruel. That's the important thing. Okay, so I can't...
That KZ, the final boss of Star Ocean 4 can be beaten at like level 70. I had him turn on a mode that makes him hard to beat at the level cap of 255.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh.
Fuck. Okay. So for
Star Ocean fans have no rights.
for my final premonition, I'm torn because I actually have two and I like them both a lot. So I'm gonna go with one that I think is a more interesting one to have as my premonition, and then go as the one that I really want to have happen. Okay. I think,
All right.
unlike
Okay.
Devil May Cry 3 and 4, which have really shitty reasons to fight the same bosses again, you know, with the boss rush at the end and, fighting them in the exact same fucking arena. Whereas Devil May Cry 1 had multiple different arenas and their move set evolved every time you fought a boss. I think Devil May Cry 5 may do something more like that, where if you're refighting a boss, there's a good reason. It's the same boss who's alive. It's a different arena. They have a more powerful moveset. I don't think they're going to cheap out and have you fight the same boss in the same arena more than once. I don't think it's going to go Devil May Cry 4 or even do the boss rush cheapo mode like 4 and 3 do at the end. I think it's going to have more reason to have you refight a boss than that. That's what I consider my brave premonition, because the end of this game may just be, oh, hit this dice.
Okay, my fifth prediction, surprise, they're bringing back the dice.
No!
Can I go, because I do have a premonition related to that.
Are you
I
guys crazy? Why
I have a completely unrelated premonition that I just want to append real quick.
Okay.
They're going to do retro outfits like Resident Evil 2. You're going to have Dante from Devil May Cry 1.
They already said no.
Damn it.
Yeah. But there's always
They
a
said
chance
they-
of later.
Sniped by time.
No,
yeah,
they said they weren't doing any. They weren't doing any bonus costumes like today
Yeah.
As DLC?
as DLC. I guess there might.
Okay,
they
well,
might be in
that's-
there by default, maybe.
That's what I meant. I meant as DLC. I didn't mean as unlocking it, because that's, you know, the Resident Evil 2 classic outfits did just come out, and I do think that same genre of nostalgia, but for PS2 models, would be pretty cool. Could you imagine? Because they already, with this game, like, those special editions come with the versions of the cutscenes that are just what they filmed to the choreography.
Yup.
They clearly really get that humor, so I think they would totally be down for stick the nostalgic retro models in for everyone and just have the same cutscenes play out with Devil May Cry 1 style Dante and Trish, Devil May Cry 3 style Lady.
I want to play as Nero with mocap balls.
Play with Nero as
I hope they make a really insanely stupid fake retro V model.
Yeah, that's what I want to.
What are you talking about? It's just going to be Mundus's model.
Oh
Mondel!
my fucking god, if they just head swap the fucker with Mundus's statue marble head. Holy shit. I would die.
You know, I forgot about the Mundus prediction, and it's killing me again.
It just comes around. Phil, you said you had something, your premonition relates to my on record canon premonition.
I think they will get a board game in this game somehow, and V will have to do it, and he will be fucking miserable, and his summons will be mocking him.
So this is something that lasts maybe a minute or two, and then it moves on just a heck of a
Well, no, it might just not be terrible because they did the chessboard in 3.
Yeah, that felt
and then
way
they
different.
did, and then they did, but they were both board games. So I think there'll be a similar V has to do some stupid shit. Maybe it's checkers to insult his intelligence.
I want his demons to play against him.
Well, Winnie the Pooh, you're a strong opponent. How about you challenge V? And then Winnie the Pooh's like, oh, me and V are gonna have fun. And then they have to play Fortune Street.
Smash cut to V being in 3rd place.
His bird's like, you lost to a fucking diabetic bear, you dipshit.
Honey hunt, and V's just getting stung by bees.
And then he's like so serious that he won't even like emote like excitedly. So he's just being stung and he's like, this is most not cool.
No, V more seems like the type to get fucking pissed.
Yeah, like he's cool until he's not because he's Mundus.
You snapped my sandal straps. I am very angry now.
I'm very upset. It was you who broke my mason plate.
Here's a tack on premonition since I haven't done any of this
Okay.
episode. And
You've been
everybody else did at least one.
You've been a very good boy this episode. I'll allow you this.
There will be some fucking twist with V that is very similar to Kylo Ren because I don't think, because Itsuno said they panicked when they saw him, and I don't think that's just because of the appearance. So it'll be something like he just has a violent temper tantrum or something along those lines.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to be like, it's Dante's son.
No, the shirtless scene from The Last Jedi also happens in Devil May Cry 5.
Nero's like, I wish I had my hand back. And then V walks up and he's like, you need to abandon the past. Let your hand go.
A lot of... So I think my favorite premonition not from our episode is people saying he must be related to Sparta because he's trying to impale Dante and only family does that. Because Virgil does it in 3 and then Nero does it in the opening of 4.
I mean, Devil May Cry 1, he gets impaled by the Alistair. That's not his family.
Dude, Alistair's fam. Its moves aren't weak.
Trish is also an electric demon.
So?
Maybe, I mean...
They're both electric.
It's a faint connection. I'm going to go with it.
Okay.
Hey, Bob.
What's up?
You get the final premonition for this first part.
Can I just keep going? Is there a way I can just be like...
Yeah, you can feel out. This is your Kingdom Hearts 3. Go. Just go.
All right. This one's probably been disproved by some of the leaks, but I wrote it in absolute insanity, and I want people to just hear it.
Okay.
There are 2 Virgils. One's Virgil's true body.
Uh-huh.
That's the main villain we see.
Yep.
That's bigger because just like in the end of Devil May Cry 1, when Nilo Angel is there, he's bigger.
He's a huge dude.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude.
And then we
Big
have
bat.
the Virgil that comes up and steals Nero's arm. And that's like his actual spirit who's possessing someone else.
Correct.
He goes there, nab his arm, we get his sword back, and try and fight himself.
Yeah, because
Get his real body
he's
back.
He's slipping out of this ethereal plane. He's running out of time. He's like, give me that sword. I don't have much time. I need this.
Right, that's why he doesn't kill Nero.
Exactly.
So
That people have been suggesting that for a while, and
And
once again, his name Urizen's voice is
Yeah.
pitch shifted Dan Southworth,
Yep.
right, that's why I was like, it's got to be his body at least.
Uh-huh. But his
his-
soul is in that man.
or it could always just be them reusing voice actors.
I don't think. No, there's no way.
No, this is Devil May Cry. But see, Bob, that's what I'm talking about. I'm with you there. That's why I said you're going to fight alongside Virgil in that fucking fight.
Right?
Because he's going to spirit form or somehow else repair himself to the point of being able to fight the thing that his body.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have one last one.
Okay. Mine was going to go crazier,
I'm
but
only
go
bringing
ahead.
it up because they will bring up Argo Sax in talking about how powerful Urizen is.
I was going to say it, but no. I held back.
Yeah.
You have self-restraint.
They will have a, he's stronger than Jiren moment with especially, and V will do it if he's Mundus. V will say he's more powerful than Argosax.
I mean, that's not even a standard. Dante goes and kills Argosax with a bullet. And just like, whatever, it's nothing.
Yeah, but in the lore, he's as strong as Mundus.
And I'm going to do
Right.
one sniped premonition right now, and then Bob can continue. Halfway through this game, V will literally get the Char fucking mask, and we'll start talking about how cool Mundus is.
No.
What a cool guy he is.
Have you ever heard of Mundus? That man's really powerful.
You know, I'm saying the Mundus thing, but I don't even think he's going to be a villain.
Oh, no, yeah. Yeah.
I still trend towards like he's not literally Mundus. He's either the artificial thing, like I said, or he's somehow Mundus's son to make the weird parallel between him and Nero even stronger.
I side with Mundus' son. I am very against artificial, but really I'm hoping for what Bob said of this dude's just Mundus.
I was even thinking it might be a thing like, you guys ever watch Yu Yu Hakusho? You know how Kurama infects like a human?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
is born
he's
as
a
a
fox
human?
demon.
He,
yeah.
he gets blown the fuck out and then merges with this newborn to survive.
Yeah,
Yep.
that. But Mundus.
Oh my god, if Mundus is like trying to help his sickly mother, whose baby he possessed, and he was evil, but she dealt with all of it, I will die.
You know what? I'm on board with the he's just Mundus shit now, because they'll go with some really fucked up thing where being a human made him get a heart,
Yeah, no, it'll be real good.
and then he'll cry.
Oh god. Oh,
He'll cry, and then Dante will like put his hand on his shoulder.
And then he'll be like, V,
I'm crumbling.
devils never cry.
So as part of my other prediction, they will. Well,
Whiplash.
we've already seen that Nilo Angelo basically is in this game, like as a random enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I expect them to do a full remake of the fight with Nilo Angelo from the end of Devil May Cry 1, like a flashback.
Nice.
We've already seen they swap out the moveset for Rebellion with Sparta.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get a swap out like that for Alistair and for Ifrit and what's that one called? Balrog? I think it's Balrog.
The Fire Fist from 1 is Balrog.
No, the Fire Fist from 1 is Ifrit.
Yeah,
Oh, it's Ifrit.
So,
The
yeah.
new one is Balrog.
Yeah, so Balrog would switch into Ifrit, and it will be early enough so you only have those two weapons, and we use it as a reason behind like, how is Virgil still alive? We get to see exactly what happens. It like follows him after Dante kills him.
We get to see him rescue Sonny from the Patriots.
Right.
So I have one left. I'm just going to throw it out here.
Sure.
All three characters will fight Virgil, but Nero will fight him last.
This ends with Virgil, Nero, and Dante, all three simultaneously fighting the last boss. Because what's cooler than 2 playable characters? 3, all at once.
Virgil will say jackpot.
I really think they're going to sell V hard in this game. I think he's just going to be the second protagonist going forward.
I think V is going to have to do a really smart guy thing, so he won't be able to participate in the final battle. Hey, Bob, you got some more?
I got other ones that I really want them to remake. Not remake, but I want a Virgil Dante fight where it starts playing the track from the first time you fight Virgil in Devil May Cry 3.
Where it sounds like sick-ass, like, organ music.
Yeah, and then it busts into like rock.
Fucking,
And
like,
then
club music.
And then it starts raining.
Yeah.
And they literally are able to recreate that moment where they hit the doors together and the rain bubble or the
From
rain
3?
Yeah, from 3.
Where the shockwave causes the sphere of rain droplets to fly out like it's DBZ.
Yes. And
Yeah.
it will be real
Oh
cool.
yeah, no, we're getting a rain scene.
Yeah.
It's gotta happen.
It's gotta happen.
This is getting really raw.
Mark Cerny wouldn't allow this if it didn't show off the power of the PlayStation 4.
I'm showing the Kyrie one too. We don't see Kyrie because she's pregnant, and that's the secret they're keeping.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have Nero's kid in the next game.
It turns out that he just doesn't like her to leave the house, which is why he screamed at her to get back inside.
Counter premonition, we haven't seen Kyrie yet because everyone will be upset that her butt is too small. I think that's going to be... They were afraid of
I
backlash.
have that written down. I didn't use it.
Dan, there's no way that's happening.
Okay, so here's the amazing thing about this game. Literally everyone in it is attractive as hell. So, of course, Kyrie is. Like, them casting
It'll
these
be
fucking
like,
models is insane, and I love it. Like, it's nuts.
It'll be like Metal Gear Rising, where she's just mentioned and never seen, like Rose and MGR.
Yeah, thank God. The last thing I need is Rose infecting another Metal Gear.
Dan, do you remember what day tomorrow is?
Of course. It was the day we met, Mr. Feel. We had an argument about Godzilla and King Kong and bullshit. Marry me.
I'm glad I like Kingdom Hearts.
You like Metal Gear 2. They have similar energies.
They really do.
Yeah.
Metal Gear's probably the only other franchise where I'm like, yeah, it's also Kino.
Actually, Xemnas is bisexual.
He's named that because he's bisexual.
This is an important detail.
I didn't know Xemnas was a slang term.
I also had written down that Lady Interest will make fun of Dante for getting stuck in the underworld for about a week, and that's going to be how they explain him getting out of there with Devil May Cry 2.
I feel like they dodged it by moving the timeline.
I don't think they're going to mention it at all.
Yeah, probably not.
I feel like that's why they moved the timeline so that 2 is before 4, so they can just avoid that.
Yeah, not even talk about it. But I rewatched the end of 2 again, and you can hear, like, they imply he gets out at the end of 2 with Lucia's ending, but, you know.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is Nero's going to make a slight reference to it, and that's it. Nero's going to be like, oh yeah, Dante was in hell for a bit there, but he got out.
Or there's the completely insane option, which fans have claimed as canon for years,
Oh no, what's this?
where he just mentions being in Tokyo and the idea was he got sucked into Nocturne.
Oh man,
That's really good.
that is really good.
I mean, have you played Nocturne? That is hell.
Nocturne's a fine game, Daniel.
Do you want to live in the world that is Nocturne?
No, because, I mean, humans can't live in there. That's kind of the point.
Nocturne is a fantastic game to talk about, but then you play it and you go, oh no.
Nah, it's still fun.
I honestly haven't played it, but I really like it based on everything I've experienced. I'm just saying that game is hellish, and Dante being stuck there in, like, yeah, that is hell. That would be
it's
funny.
literally after the apocalypse.
And it's DMC2 Dante, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's after the apocalypse.
I like how they translated his moves from the games in a
Yep.
turn-based RPG.
Yep. It's
Really
too good.
I'm upset that when they replaced him in the limited release in Japan, they made the replacement character better. That offends me.
Oh, they owned that replacement character.
They still should have, Dante should have been that good to start with.
Fair. Bob, do you have any more premonitions?
I mean, I can keep going if you want.
I don't want you to burn into any for part 2,
Okay.
but if you have more general or...
Okay, sure. They already are one-upping the Cerberus from Devil May Cry 3 by being like, oh, now it can be a bow staff and a 3-second
It has
staff.
a fire form. It has an electric form.
Yeah, it's got all 3 elemental types. So I think that Dante's going to get a full band to fight with. He'll have like a drum set, a guitar.
You think they're going to up the fucking guitar from 3 by making it a whole fucking... It transforms into instruments like it's Pandora in 4?
Yes.
Holy shit.
And I think that'll be real good.
It'll be really good when Dante just starts troll dancing while playing the drums like a drummer boy. It'll be sitting on his lap like Drumline. Dante will transform into Nick Cannon.
I was about to say, I love Nick Cannon. Please watch MTV's Wild and Out.
But yeah, I should probably stop. I
Okay.
feel like the rest.
Well, you know, that's why we have a second part coming up. Guys, be sure to keep an eye out for that. That'll be out next week. Thank you for joining us. I think we had some pretty strong premonitions here. What do you think, KZ?
What?
That about sums it up. See you next time.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Gamer Premonitions. Series like this are only possible via the support of our patrons, so if you enjoyed it, consider becoming one of those. You can find more stuff from KZ Excellent over at kzexcellent.com and Mr. Feel at his Twitter account, Mr. Feel's Wild Ride. There are links in the description below, and don't forget to go vote on who had the best premonitions.
Okay, Bob.
What's up?
We're doing it.
What am I supposed to say at the beginning of this? Like the
You're supposed to say that this is the GigaBoots executive producers. That you're supposed to thank them.
this month's GigaBoots executive producers for February 2019 are Vincent Poverk, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Brendan O'Sullivan, Star Falcon,
that. Even if you say it right now, it's that one.
Spaceman Spiff, Prince Van Space, Danny Richardson, Dryzart, Wardonis, Shadow in the Darkness. Oh, and Shadow in the Darkness. Thanks to our executive producers, and also these guys. Oh man, where'd they go? They're so quick. You think they'll be back?
No. Tell them they can go to patreon.com/GigaBoots today.
Go to gigaboots.com and become a patron. Yeah, you can go to GigaBoots. You can go to patreon.com and become a patron of GigaBoots.
We're letting you do that. You're welcome.
It was great. It would be great. Thank you for doing it. I'm sure you've already done it.